My name is Brianna Silva, and I'm here to talk to you about the Apollo program to the moon. So imagine, it's 1961 and the space race is on. Now, to Americans, space was seen as an extension of the great American tradition of exploration to a new frontier. But we were publicly humiliated when the Soviet Union beat the United States into space with the launch of Sputnik. And so Kennedy approached the United States Congress to ask this question.
I therefore ask the Congress, above and beyond the increases I have earlier requested for space activities, to provide the funds which are needed to meet the following national goals. First, I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth.
And so the race to the moon is on. It became known as the Apollo program to the moon, and it was named after the ancient Greek god Apollo. Now, it lasted between 1963 and 1972, and its main goal was to land humans on the moon and bring them back safely to Earth. However, not all of the missions were successful, only really the later missions were successful in landing men on the moon. But how it worked is that there were two parts of the spaceship, the command module and the lunar module. The command module stayed in orbit around the moon, but the lunar module actually landed on the surface of the moon with two astronauts in it, while one astronaut stayed in the command module. Those two astronauts that landed on the moon took pictures, collected samples, and explored before returning to the command module to return back to Earth. Some of the Apollo spaceships did not land on the moon because they spent time orbiting the moon and they spent time orbiting the Earth to just test out the lunar and the command modules to make sure everything worked correctly. Apollo 13 is one of the really famous missions to the moon because there was a terrible malfunction in the modules. However, thankfully, all of the astronauts survived. And these are some of the pictures of the different spaceships that they used. Now, Apollos 1 through 6 were all test modules. 2 through 6 were tested successfully. They had no crew on them, they were all test flights, but Apollo 1 was tragically the worst of the missions because there was an accident on the launch pad. 3 astronauts were in the spaceship and there was a fire inside and no one knew about it and they perished in that fire tragically. Now, Apollo 11 is the most famous mission to the moon simply because we had men land on the moon for the first time. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon in the lunar module while Michael Collins stayed behind in the command module. The trip itself only took 2 weeks, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, but it happened in 1969. And that's when he said his famous quote, "That's one small step for a man and one giant leap for mankind."
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Yeah, radio and clear, go ahead. Roger, the EVA is progressing visibly. I believe they're setting up the flag now. Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over. That would be an honor. Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out. Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the sea of tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done.